Alright guys, this is a little bit of a hot topic. I'm jumping in to make this video kind of quick. I've heard about it a little bit here recently and trying to do my own research, trying to figure everything out. I don't know. Am I just not smart enough to understand it 100%? So I'm kind of going back and forth on this subject. But I am going to put a video out. If I'm not mistaken, they're having a lot of county commissioner meetings on this, trying to explain everything and figure it out. But apparently it was voted through without a vote from us. So it's one of those things you don't know which way it's going. But let me see if I can get a little bit of the information out real quick. So let me get this switched around. Alright, basically what I'm talking about is the Water First North Florida. They're doing a pipeline. They want to take Jacksonville's wastewater, process it, pump it over here, and make wetlands, which, by what they say, then filters it out, recharges the rivers and the springs, aquifers, stuff like that. I do have a little bit of expertise on that, given the fact that I do cave dive. I have noticed some of the nitrates levels and the water levels are down right now. The nitrate levels are up. But all the nitrates that's going in majorly go through the same process that they're saying is filtering them out. So let's see if I can get you this. Alright, reliable, affordable water supply for existing further growth, sustainable water supply to support agriculture, industry, and small businesses. Wetlands that provide recreational opportunity. We'll see about that, because I don't know if the water is going to be good enough for that, in my opinion. Replenish the aquifer, restore springs and river flow, wetlands, and support wildlife habitats. Alright, this is basically what they're saying. They're going to take the water, treat it, pump it out into the wetlands, and then it seeps down into the ground, recharges the aquifer. Technically, that's what it does naturally. We're in a drought, a multi-year drought. Yeah, it's going to be low right now because we haven't had the water to recharge it. But that's a natural type deal on the drought part of it. You know, I hear a lot of people talk about the bottling plant sucking a lot of water. Well, they do, but they also have a stock in the quality of the water. Your agriculture pulls a lot of water. They put a lot of nitrates on the ground. We do have to eat. I know there's ways that we can do it without the nitrates. Just my opinion. But basically, it's trying to say all this, advanced treatment, recycled water is highly treated at the water reclamation facility. Yeah, I can't talk today. Natural filtration. Water undergoes additional natural filtration through constructed wetlands. Meets high water quality standards and is regularly tested and monitored. How regular, and are we going to know what the testing levels are? Are we going to be told what they are supposed to be? Let's see here. Aquifer recharge. Clean water, I emphasize clean water, replenishes the Floridian aquifer, restoring natural flow to our springs and rivers. Technically, it'll never be natural as long as we're pulling water out. But, process eliminates non-beneficial surface water discharge while putting clean water back into the ground in a smart, natural way. Okay. And it can go both ways, y'all. Here's an issue I have. It's showing the water coming to here, to this point right here on I-10 in Union County, and potential treatment wetlands. What, right here? So they're going to put it in Duval, just south of Nassau County here, and then it's going to go underground to here, or is our area here in Columbia County, Union, and Hamilton going to be where they make all these mosquito-infested marshes at? You know, we need a little more detail on what their plans are. All right, so let's switch to this one. This here is right off of the water management page, saying, you know, St. Johns Suwannee River water management districts have approved it already without consulting with us, and they're expecting 40 million gallons of water per day. 40 million gallons per day. That's a bunch of water. Okay, I have issues. How about when it floods? Are we going to have the same problem as we're getting from Georgia when their wastewater plant overflows into the Suwannee? You know, we need to know all of this. And then it just goes down, talks about Suwannee River water management. Yeah, we know they're kind of on the crooked side, half of them, but, and then I don't know about St. John's, but, all right. Then JEA, didn't they just get caught up in some bad stuff? Oh, never mind. They approved $400 million already for the pipeline and the water treatment. And that's a lot of money right there. Just for them to pipe water to us that they're pulling out of the ground out of their spring sheds, which don't they need it back? Maybe not. And then, of course, you know, you got your residents who are worried about it, which I understand that 100%. We didn't get no say-so in it. We didn't get no education on it. You know, technically, they're pumping it over to us and they make the decision for us. So, that's about sums it up at the moment. And I believe we should have a little more say, a little more education. Let us know how this is actually going to work so we know if it's good or bad. To me, it's just weird that Jacksonville wants to send all their recharge water back to us instead of doing it in their basin to restore the water that they're pulling up, because they're pulling way more water than we are. Not sure why they want to send it our way. That kind of makes me think a little bit. But, you know, Lake City, they've already established this style setup, and it actually has improved the flow. It's took me a little bit. But at the same time, we still haven't figured out the long-term effects of this. Right over here, the old spray fields, right here off of Sister's Welcome, is, if you go down there, you'll see the big marsh that they put out there. When we used to have the spray fields, now they put the marsh in, and it's supposed to help take a lot of the excess nitrates out. But once again, let us know ahead of time. Give us some more information so we can kind of start to understand it. And we still haven't figured out 100% if there's long-term effects on this, if it's even working properly yet. But I don't know which way to go on this one. It could be good, it could be bad, it could be terrible. You know, let me know in the comments what your opinion is. Let me know where you figured it out, how you come to the conclusion. Only thing we can do is try to get it figured out and hope for the best. We'll see y'all on the next one.